So I just have one question. Where in the world is Derrick Rose? What's going on, y'all? Five Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NBA. And if you haven't heard by now, I'm sure you will. It's been buzzing all over Twitter, all over the sports media. Derrick Rose has actually gone quote unquote missing from the Knicks after he skipped out on their game against the Pelicans. So Rose was actually scratched from the starting lineup about 10 minutes before game time. They said Brandon Jennings was starting. Now, when I first heard the news, I was obviously shocked because Rose was not reported to have any injuries or anything that would have led me to believe that Brandon Jennings would be starting. Then we hear that Derrick Rose has been missing from the Knicks, and Knicks team officials have tried to reach out to him and they couldn't contact him. Then I started freaking out. So, really, what's going on? What happened to Derrick Rose? First of all, a couple things here. Rose was actually benched in the Knicks' last game against the Milwaukee Bucks in the fourth quarter. They had Ron Baker play over Rose, and reportedly, from everything I've read, and Adrian Wojnarowski has been reporting about this story as well as other NBA reporters and media outlets, Rose was very frustrated about the benching, and after the game, he actually had a major blowout with Jeff Hornacek. So I'm sure there was some miscommunication and arguments there, and Rose did not feel like he deserved to be benched. So that is obviously a strong indication of why Derrick Rose was probably angry because he was benched. But then after that, after the game, they tried to ask Jeff Hornacek, and he said, I cannot comment on that, which made it even weirder because, I mean, obviously, if he doesn't know where Rose is, that's fine, but he couldn't comment on the fact that they had a major blowout. But I guess that's coach talk. You're supposed to keep it internal. But with that being said, it became a mess, and reporters were saying Rose could not be found. He could not be reached. Usually he arrives to the pregame around 5:30 for a 7:30 game. He did attend morning shoot around, so that was one thing, but that was in suburban New York area, so that wasn't near MSG. So we have that. And then Joakim Noah actually shed some real light on the situation when reporters asked him about Rose, because Noah and Rose have been very close. They spent a majority of their careers in Chicago together, and they're reportedly best friends. And Noah said that he has talked to Rose, and he said that he's okay, but he can't say anything further than that. So obviously, at least we know Derrick Rose is okay. He is in good condition. Some friends have reached out to him. Now, another thing that has transpired over the past couple of hours is that Derrick Rose is reportedly in Chicago now. He flew back there apparently and left New York. So now the situation gets even weirder because not only does he not stay in New York, he leaves for Chicago. But of course, Noah talked to him, so he probably told Noah, and Noah isn't telling the reporters for maybe privacy reasons. He respects Rose's privacy, and that could be very true. But my thing here is, in all my years of watching the NBA, I have never ever seen a story like this where a player literally goes missing before a game. You could be unhappy about your role, you could be wanting to trade, you could want to choke your coach out, but you show up to the game because that's what you're getting paid for, unless the team says otherwise. He could have even sat on the bench, and refused to play for the team. But the fact that he doesn't even show up, that is unbelievable to me. So with that being said, my theory is that Rose obviously is unhappy with his role with the Knicks. Something happened, obviously, that we don't know. It was a major blow up between Hornacek and Rose, but something leads me to believe that in a situation like this where you go missing, it's got to be something big. And then the other thing, obviously, could always be something with family, since he is back in Chicago reportedly. So he could be with his family. There could have been some sort of an emergency. That is always a possibility. But to me, it's one of those two things. It's he is so pissed off that he wants a trade. There was something that really ticked him off about what Hornacek did, or just his recent play over the past couple of months. By the way, his playing time has dipped from about 32 minutes to 29 minutes. So that could be a factor. And then the other thing, like I mentioned, could be something with family. It could be a family emergency. It could be something with the son. Maybe. Again, I'm just speculating here. There have not been reports about that. But again, folks, weird situation. Let's hope we find out more. But that is the latest that I know about Derrick Rose and what exactly happened to him. So we do know he's okay, but obviously very ticked off. But with that being said, let me know what you guys think happened to Derrick Rose. If you want, leave a comment down below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.